2 Vecs eating chicken. What you wanna do? Listen, give me that chicken, give me that.
Oh, perfect. I'm fucking losing DNA.
What's good, beautiful people? Welcome to the podcast, 2 Vegetarians Eating Chicken. It's your boy, Mr. Lingo himself.
Man, we always got something to say, your boy Fly KJ.
Facts. Hey, we got a dope show for y'all, man. If you new to the channel,
Like my slogan.
you do like that. Hey, we finna talk some shit today, man. We got some dope people in the building. You know what I'm saying? If I introduce them, they ain't really gonna do them justice. You know what I'm saying? So to my right, Introduce yourself. What was that, Fight Club? To my right.
Introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself.
It's the man with always got a plate in his hand. And I'm just playing. I needed a slogan too. It's your boy Aaron Williams, drummer, musician, DJ, co-founder of an open mic show on the west side, now south side, creative, black dude, fat dude, all that.
Hey, to my left.
My guy. My name is Bernard, but you can call me B. I'm an artist, singer, songwriter from the west side of Chicago. Community activist as well. Just super excited to be here, man.
Old school versus new school.
Shit like that.
These young fellas, whippersnappers.
Old ass.
Hey, I'm still young too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really that old, but you know, we just thought it was dope too. You know.
I can't wait to see your facial expression.
We thought it'd be
Salute.
dope too. You know what I'm saying? Cheers.
Yeah.
Old ass.
Cheers. Hey, if you're new to the channel, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you go follow the YouTube, 2 Vegetarians Eat Chicken, like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. Make sure you follow the Twitter, TikTok, IG, 2VecPodcast, number 2 VEC podcast, you know what I'm saying? And we about to just talk some shit, you know what I'm saying? So we appreciate y'all for stopping in, coming to vibe with us, you know what I'm saying? We gonna kick it off. We just gonna, you know, y'all need to know where we at, you know, you just see the background and the you know, amenities and all of that, you feel me? But, let's kick it off with the movies though, you feel me? Let's kick it off with the movies. It'll be interesting to see. So we gonna do top 5.
Our opinion.
Our personal opinionated top 5 movies.
Okay.
Whatever we put on our list. And so we can do it like, you feel me, you can just name off your top 5. We'll let y'all go first, you feel me? We'll let the young whippersnappers go first, you know what I'm saying? Y'all name y'all top 5. And then we name ours, you feel me? And then we'll compare them, you feel me, on some old school versus new school type shit to see where that, you feel me? So okay. you wanna kick it off?
Sure, I'll kick it off. So, for the last like 3 hours, I was like, okay, what should I base my top 5 on? Should I base it off of black versus non-black? Should I base it off of genre? Should I base it off of childhood versus current? So I just went with, because I watched too many movies to have a significant 5. So I just went off of what I enjoy the most. So number 1 was Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Okay.
Should we explain each one? Okay. I'm just making sure. Second one is Friday After Next.
Okay, that's interesting.
Third one is Blade Trinity.
When Friday and Blade before you? Never mind. We'll go.
Number 4 was Any Medea Anything. Like,
really?
yeah.
Don't get him started.
Shit like that.
Really?
I've been told. Never mind. Anyways,
Tyler Perry's nephew right there.
I see. It's your 5. You feel?
and number 5. Oh shit. Number 5 would probably be Bad Boys 2. The second one.
Second?
Yeah. The first one was cool, but the second one hits closer.
Nice list. So, you know, so many movies, right?
Yes.
So the way that I answered it, movies that have made an imprint on me in the last 3 years,
Okay.
right? Specifically like with strong black leads, right? So Black Panther, obviously. Bad Boys 2. The Photograph was dope. I kind of feel like the photograph was dope, right?
Yeah.
The Photograph was really dope. Shout out to Issa Rae. I love you more.
Yeah, Issa, we gonna work together.
I love Issa Rae. She's a genius.
I'm gonna take you out to eat.
She's amazing. Queen and Slim was dope too.
Okay.
Dolomite and yes.
Okay. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
And I'm gonna put Django in there. Shout out to Jamie Foxx.
I like Django.
Okay. That's an interesting top 5.
You know,
Okay. You wanna go?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll go last.
So I think mine was pretty much more on the comedic side. A little seriousness, but more on the comedic side. So I got Harlem Nights.
Okay.
I really like Raw.
Okay, that's fair.
Comedy special.
That's fair. I mean,
It became a movie. Raw.
One of my favorite comedy specials.
Friday.
Okay.
Let's see. He said, Friday.
I thought it was the whiskey.
I'll say Friday after next day. I'll say Friday after next day.
No, it's cool.
I mean, the cookie and all that, the baby D.
Yeah, that's dope. The second was cool. Yeah.
No, next Friday.
I'll say Friday after. What is it, next Friday?
Next Friday,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, Friday, not Friday after next, but next.
Because I was like, I just said that.
Bishop
okay.
Don Juan and Money Mother. You might know about that.
So next Friday. What else? Ooh. I know you said paid for earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I ain't gonna steal that one.
No, that ain't in
I'm
mine.
gonna say-
I was just naming shit.
Oh, well, I'll say paid in full.
Okay.
And then I'll say, I gotta go with a good movie, right? Oh, Master P. I'm about it.
Ooh.
Wild card.
That's so crazy.
Hey.
Bro, I was so young watching About It, and now that I look back on it, I'm like, why the fuck was my grandma not letting me watch this movie? Like, you feel me? Like, it's so crazy. We used to watch that movie at least every day, bro. Like, it's so funny.
Yeah.
That I did not expect that. Definitely in the comments, drop y'all top 5. You know what I'm saying? Whatever y'all top 5 movies is, you know what I'm saying? However they've impacted y'all, whether you old school or new school. I don't know what's considered to be old school and what's considered to be new school. I mean, you know, I turned Scottie Pippen, so I still think I'm in my prime. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you still.
You feel me? So I'm Gucci. So my top 5, it was hard for me to pick because I'm such a movie person. And I'm gonna, you know, produce one of these days. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna manifest that, put it into fruition. You know what I'm saying? So Friday was in mine. Training Day. I'm a huge Denzel fan. I want to meet him one day. You know what I'm saying? Who else was in mine? Juice was in mine. Love Jones, and I'm a huge romantic movie person. Interesting, but anyway, I hate you. And sports-wise, I had to throw sports was in there, so I chose Remember the Titans because that played such a impact on my life sports-wise. That's fair. I could have, but I already had Love Jones, so it was like, you know what I'm saying, I can't, you know what I'm saying. But anyway, so as far as movies go, since we're talking about movies, where do y'all think okay, so does everybody on this stage watch TV shows? Like, would y'all say y'all watch TV shows or?
Fairly amount.
Not really. So like, has everybody seen like Snowfall? Has everybody seen like?
I have not seen Snowfall.
Oh,
I'm slipping.
I know.
So no, it's fair. So somebody did a comparison the other day.
Snowfall versus Wire.
They were saying Snowfall, Wire,
Power,
and
right?
Power. Those were the 3. You know what I'm saying? And I had to tell the buddy, like, bro, you should probably go back and watch The Wire because he didn't remember The Wire. And I'm like, well, you got to go back and watch it. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch it. Have you seen The Wire?
No, I know one of my favorite actors is in it, Idris Elba.
Okay.
That's
You
all.
got a DVD player?
I have technically a PlayStation. Yeah, technically.
They take Blu-ray, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get. I got it upstairs, boy. So I'm gonna have to. I'm dead ass.
And when you done,
bro, it's so
send it this way.
incredible.
Bet.
It's so incredible.
Okay.
Like it's writing all that shit. But Snowfall is dope too, though. So
I heard.
Whenever you, I'm gonna put you on
But
a
even
link,
when we look at
and
that,
you can
right?
watch it for the free.
Even when you look at that, you see that like The Wire is a predecessor to Snowfall.
Facts.
So it's kind of like I've already set it up, but Snowfall was kind of like if you set it up in this way, I'm gonna just take you back to 10 years before what it possibly could have looked like with the whole dialect and everything else that has like
So,
transpired.
So for those who don't know what that is, me included, break down the storyline of it.
Okay, so The Wire came out first. It gave you a visual street life and what can possibly happen in gangs and in organizations and with beef and rivalry.
Where at? Is it like New York? Is it like
It's Baltimore.
Baltimore. Where?
Right?
Okay.
But it's still like a real life. So like even if you look at The Wire, you can still say like, oh, well, this happens in Chicago. This happens in every hood because of the hood story, and most hood stories are universal, right?
Yeah.
And so then you have like Snowfall, which is like the 80s, and so it's just like The Wire happened in like the 90s to 2000s. And so then it's just like, well, we'll take this same story, flip it, make it 10 years younger, which is like the 80s, and now it's just like the crack epidemic, but give you the same story in the same field.
Understood.
Kind of. So,
Yeah, but it was different though. Like, and what I did appreciate about Snowfall was because the actual crack epidemic and all that shit was like a thing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
so it was kind of like it told the story of the CIA bringing in dope and shit, like and putting it in our neighborhood.
But even pre-Wire though, it was a show called The Corner. I don't know if anybody.
Yeah, I remember The Corner. I mean,
But The
obviously
Corner.
we remember that shit.
Yeah.
This old school versus new school.
So,
like they like The Corner. What the hell is that?
I know the corner store. The corner store.
Well, go to the corner store. Give me you feel me? But no, so I think I brought that up because I just kind of wanted to know what y'all thoughts was as far as entertainment goes. Like, where are we in the world of movies and entertainment? Like, are we progressing, or do y'all feel like entertainment-wise, movies and shows are kind of like?
It depends on what lens you're looking through, I think.
You mean like as black people?
Yeah, we gonna keep it there. You know what I'm saying?
I would say definitely. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a couple years ago, people were saying like, all right, we were like in another black renaissance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I remember like when during the Oscars, there weren't like any black, you feel me, nominees, and people were really taking a stand. And you had shows like Insecure, you had Atlanta, you had all these shows that were resurfacing. So I definitely feel like we're in a good place.
Bro, Donald Glover, where Atlanta at, bro? Like, you feel me? That show was amazing to me. Like, I really enjoyed that.
Atlanta was dope.
Oh, okay. Show me. So tell me something, because
They're working on some stuff.
It's been a while. He been disappearing, so I hope he working on.
It's working on some stuff.
I think as far as movies go, I think we're starting to evolve in terms of the black story that's being told. Because when you think about the way it was told, it was never told through black eyes. Like until the 90s, we didn't get the chance to tell our story. So it's like now we get to tell our story, and then I think because it's not always the happy story, people still have an issue with it. Because like you take some of Jordan Peele's like movie, like when Get Out came out, then when he came out with Us, it was like, okay, well, good stuff does happen with black people. And I had watched some videos of some reviews, and they would talk about like, man, like I wish they would be able to make a movie that tells our story but in a more positive note. Whereas sometimes the reality is it's not all like rainbows and sunshine, where it's like sometimes the story that needs to be told is the one that's uncomfortable to tell you, like, yo, shit is like fucked up out here.
Yeah,
Wait, let's just be honest about it though. Like, as a black person, we deserve a positive story.
Of course.
We can definitely get drained.
All of our stories, even if it comes from us and somebody else, they're so realistic, right? So like, I think it was a couple years ago I had the conversation of like, I'm tired of slave movies, and then 12 Years a Slave came out, right? You even mentioned Django, and Django was a dope movie, but it was still about slavery and about like the fighting, the Mandingo, like all this other, like bro, like when are we gonna live outside of the 1800s and move into past the we shall overcome phase? That's where I was, right? And then I get stuck in this crack era, right? Because obviously that's when I grew up, during the crack era, right? And so now I'm just a nigga that's stuck from slavery to crack. And so like, it's just like, where do I go beyond that? Like, I think that the issue
it's hard though, right? Because now it's a different form of slavery, right? So now when you think about policing and police brutality and all of that shit, like,
that's a whole other good thing for the episodes.
I'm just saying, like, okay, so when you think about the short that just dropped, right, Two Distant Strangers, right, which they won an Oscar, you know what I'm saying? It's just a different form of it. It's like, how do you escape from it? Like,
I mean, but then you appreciate movies like I think you mentioned Photograph, right?
Yeah.
Like that. Like I love that movie.
Yeah.
Like, but I love that movie for the natural whatever. Like, and even though it's kind of like, well, I'm going to England already. Like, I'm definitely not about to like commit to you like on some
Fair.
shit. But it's possible, right? So it gave me the visualization of like this can really happen. Like I had that feeling like, oh shit, like damn, what if this was me and my girl? Like actually, like bro, I don't know if she would chase after me if I even came back for her. Like, but the point is that it was the imagination to have a positive light on the outcome and see two people like be willing to go beyond that length. Even seeing shows like Insecure to give you an inside voice of like just like black people being black people and just like going through what we go through that's not like hyper traumatizing. It's just a plus that I feel like you guys have now, because like everything we had was like Spike Lee, and it's just like, you know, it's just like.
So you're saying it needs to shift towards more positive.
Well, even with the
starting to shift more positive.
Yeah, and I think, and we touched on this before we even started shooting, like our introduction to like the black presence in movies was Tyler Perry's movies, and I feel like, and
Shit
even
like
though
that,
it is
shit
very
like that,
comedic.
Shit like that.
No, it's fair. Look, listen, because I used to watch all the plays, bro. Don't get me wrong. Like growing up, like we used to watch all the Tyler Perry plays. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then they started to transition into movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
And even in like, so I was watching this video where they was like playing a game called Black Blasphemy, where they were basically saying like, what wouldn't you say in a room full of black people? And they basically spoke to how Tyler Perry's movies speak to like what you were saying, like it only, like how you were saying, like some movies are always like slave or it's like talking about the struggle, whereas Tyler Perry was talking about a different struggle but from a relationship perspective. But even still, it would, even though the movie was kind of centered around the struggle, there was a shift where it was like there was some positivity there, like whether it be with the comedy or it be with the happy ending of, oh, she triumphantly got rid of, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that, like now looking back, like I've seen like some movies he's talked about, but then seeing the Tyler Perry movies, like there was like a slow shift, but it wasn't like you're saying, like it is now, where it's like now you got like so many movies, TV shows, shorts. You got.
We still don't have as many, but we do have a lot more than what we actually have. But I feel like also with you guys, honestly, not seeing some of the movies we feel like are iconic, like the Boys in the Hood, or like the Juice, or like
y'all seen.
I've seen Juice and Boys in the Hood. Yes.
I've seen. I don't know stuff line by line.
I've not seen that.
So like even seeing like
I've seen.
Juice was fire. I've seen it like 8 times. That's just fire.
But I'm just saying that like I feel like we were talking earlier, and I was just like, it didn't dawn on me until we started talking that like some of these movies are possibly cultural, like norms that are passed down, even though it's through a movie to you, that you may not have noticed or learned from someone like in your life, period. But the movie has easily like unrealistically told you like, oh, this is how we do this.
How it is.
Blah, blah. You know, so like in a Tyler Perry movie, it's just like, oh well, like you might hear a story all the time. I was homeless, I wrote plays, and then like now I'm this great millionaire. Great. But at the same time, like he gave you more in depth, like oh well, this girl went through this movie and she was a heavy alcoholic, or like Daddy's Little Girl, so this father who's actually fighting for his kids, but the system's against him and everybody else. Like we all hear those stories, but to see that story visually gives you something different. So now as a man, it's just like, oh damn, like the world really is against me. Not saying it's like a complete negative, but then I can also find this beautiful woman who's also doing well for herself, and I'm just doing what I usually do. Because
that was even tough for me.
It's okay for me to be me and still have my girls. You know what I'm saying?
So then, with that being said, like you mentioned earlier, like we need a complete shift to where it's like, even if it's not completely all the way positive, it's like an even balance of it. Do you feel like even still, like those movies that spoke to the struggle were still, in a sense, had a positive effect on the culture? Like as far as like, even if it is just putting people on notice on what's going on, because you gotta, like, you take guys like me who didn't necessarily grow up in a street environment, but then you see a movie like Boys in the Hood or like a Juice or something like that, where it's like, where does that happen? You know, and you don't even, you're so naive to it. So do you feel like it's a good thing that sometimes those struggle movies are out?
I would just say that you grew up on the West Side, right? Mm-hmm. So you're not far too removed from what happened in Juice or in Boys in the Hood. The only difference is you really pretty much didn't know that. Like you knew that crowd,
but I didn't experience
you didn't know that crowd.
Right.
Like they knew each other, right? So you probably seen them just like, oh, Yeah, that's Johnny and KJ over there doing kind of Johnny and KJ shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, them niggas ain't going to school today, but you don't really know like the actual struggle. But that movie gave the inside of the struggle. So it gave you more of an in-depth of a culture that you already probably had your eyes on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you never really cared to know what was happening in that, which is great. You know what I'm saying? It's either like you don't have to, but like it's just like, well, I see those guys on the phone. It's just like I was out of the country the other day. Well, not the other day. But
You on the move?
I was out of the country.
Money. You
And
got it.
like, we ended up journeying off of a path, and my girl was like, how do we know like which street is bad? I was like, look, it looks just like when we look at home. You see that block right there? She's like, yeah. I was like, see all those people? She's like, yeah. I was like, all right, so we're not even gonna go down that block, cause first of all, I don't need to speak the language like that, and 9 times out of 10, that block is popping. So we don't even want to go down the popping block. We go down the boring block because it's probably safer.
That way, if you're confused, you ain't right.
So,
Yeah.
and that's hilarious. That's hilarious that you bring that up because I don't know if you saw this story.
Somebody got shot on the boring block. Damn it.
No. Did you see this story?
Yeah, we gotta switch it up
Some
again.
dude was in PR. Some dude was in PR, and he was trying
yeah.
to buy. He was trying to buy some drugs, and it was in this neighborhood called La something. I wrote it down because I'm like, okay, now I know not to go. I know not to go here. You feel me? It's one of the baddest like neighborhoods in Puerto Rico, and I guess I don't know the backstory, but apparently he was trying to buy drugs. That's the story. You know what I'm saying? But whoever he did something to, they burned this man alive. Yeah, pretty much.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's funny when you think about stuff like that, because it's like when you in a whole nother country, you feel me? It's like you don't know what's going on over there, like you know what I'm saying. So you gotta, you feel me? Like in training today, he told us, "How's your Spanish?" You feel me? Ah, más o menos. Like you know what I'm saying. Hey, learn that shit. You know what I'm saying. You don't know who out here plotting on you. Like you know what I'm saying. So literally, since I knew I was going to Puerto Rico, I was doing this before. But since I knew every time I go to sleep, bro, every day I go to sleep, I put the headphones on. I'm listening to Spanish while I sleep.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Training
I've
day.
always wanted to, yeah, exactly. You feel me?
Your Puerto Rican training day.
Exactly, you feel me? Hey, look, got your shit pushed in. Hey, but look, listen, you seen Training Day, haven't you?
No.
You ain't never seen Training Day?
I was holding it in for dear life.
You ain't never seen Training Day, bro?
Yeah. Hold on, wait. Y'all
Tell
ever?
me you seen Training Day, B.
Somebody, you ever see somebody?
Look at this old school, new school. You tell me you seen
I've seen Training Day.
You ain't never seen Training
No.
Day, bro?
But you ever notice when somebody talking about something and you know you don't know, so you just.
And I saw his face, and I'm like, oh, I don't think he's saying it because he didn't catch on. Like, when I said what I said, bro.
I was coasting until you was gonna ask me a question.
Man. Oh, that was good to me. That was good to me.
I was holding on.
Ain't seen Training Day. Look,
I was holding on for dear life.
look, he petty. And then when I said it earlier, he gonna try to
Yeah. It's part.
You ain't even saying it,
Cause
Hey,
Denzel.
you gotta take what you know and roll with
Oh
it.
my God.
All I know is Denzel in it. Bro, Denzel. Movies.
On that
Shit.
note, man, we gonna have to switch to another topic.
Oh,
Let's
that
go to
was
music.
good.
Let's go to music,
Oh,
shall we?
that was. I needed
Aaron just
that.
did something for me, bro. So no, musically, right? So when we think about old school, I know, bro. I'm so. Where we at?
Hey, when black people laugh, it laughs.
It's man. That's a segment in itself.
Y'all had to cut this
I held on. I did good. I give myself a pat. I held out for a long time.
Thank you, Aaron.
I held out. Shit.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God, man.
I'm gonna drink to that.
Bro, when you go home tonight,
Right.
watch Training Day, bro. If you go home and watch any other movie besides Training Day, I'ma hunt you in your sleep, bro. Watch Training Day, bro. It's an incredible. Denzel won an Oscar for that. And what's his name had a line. Who was that?
Denzel had to be crooked before he took it.
Jadakiss in the song Why.
I just told you the line.
I know, but hold on, man. Get it in my head because I couldn't get it out. You feel me? But Denzel won an Oscar for that movie, and he had played great ass roles way before he even got to Training Day, and he never won an Oscar. And they gave him an Oscar for being like a crooked cop, and it was just like, damn, why he got to be crooked to get an Oscar? Like he been a dope ass actor, like one of the best black actors besides, you feel me? Fucking Sidney Poitier, like you know what I'm saying? who's trendsetted it for him, people like him. Anyway, we gonna listen to music. Go home and watch Training Day, bro. We good. We calm.
I'm glad I was able to give
If
that
you're new
moment.
to the channel, you know what I'm saying. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You know.
He's still holding it in.
Follow the Twitter. You feel me? The IG. You know what I'm saying. The TikTok. 2VecPodcast. Number 2VecPodcast. You feel me? We having fun, man. We enjoying what's happening right now.
At my
Old school
expense.
versus new school. You see the dynamics, right? You know what I'm saying?
Man.
It's so crazy. You feel me? The Wire, Training Day. We putting them on game. You know what I'm saying? So it is.
Shit
what it
like
is.
that. Shit like
That's
that.
what we
Shit
supposed
like
to do.
that.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we supposed to do. You feel me? So musically, right? So if you had to give, my fault. If you had to give your top 5 artists right now. It could be hip hop, it could be R&B, whatever.
Right
You have
now.
to get your top 5 artists. Who would it be?
I'm not gonna start. I think I've said enough. I'm gonna let B go first. I've said enough.
No,
Why don't you just say new school?
it ain't even gotta be top 5. Like, who y'all listening to right now? We'll put it to you that
Cool.
way.
All right.
Who y'all
Let me
listening to
check.
right now?
I better say I can ask Spotify that question because
Who
they
y'all
gonna
listening
see.
to right now? Off the top. So okay, even R&B wise, right? So like right now, I've been listening to a lot of we were just singing them.
Lucky Day.
Lucky Day.
Lucky Day,
I
yeah.
like Lucky Day.
He fired.
Shout out Lucky Day, man. Should have got the Grammy.
Who else been out? Who's that?
I like Sir.
I do.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
fair.
I like her. I like
Her is fire.
But I say you R&B
I
here,
like
so that's
No
this.
Name.
No Name go. Oh my God.
What?
I know who that is. I know who No Name is.
So let me
I-
ask
I like her music.
No, I said like yes, she
so
good.
let me ask this question.
I agree.
No
Let
Name
me
is
ask
fire.
this question.
And
Let
her
me
Twitter
ask
name
this
is fire
question.
too.
Let me ask this question. You funny. Let me ask this question. Where would y'all say hip hop is right now? Where would y'all say hip hop? I'll put it to you that way, and then we'll give y'all an opportunity to think. But where would y'all say hip hop is right now?
Eldest, I'll let you go first. Eldest brother.
Where is hip hop right now? So let me say this before I say anything. I'm an R&B guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the biggest hip hop head.
He sings.
You feel me? So with that being said, where is hip hop right now? I try to think about like some of the latest hip hop artists to kind of like, you feel me, emerge. I think about Roddy Ricch. You feel me? I think Lil Nas. Who else are some other?
Did you say Lil Nas?
In terms of
I mean, you
hip
got
hop
where it is.
figures,
Okay, yeah, no,
you know what I'm
you
saying?
got the Young Boys, you
Who's
got the
not Baby?
Dirks,
Yeah,
Herbos,
The Baby.
Lil Baby, got the.
I like Lil
Me too.
I would take Da Baby over Lil Baby probably.
Nah, Lil Baby.
No.
I mean, it's a little.
As far as vibe, not lyrics. As far as vibe,
It's a little.
But his vibe and bars was just crazy.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
No,
I don't disagree.
He said,
I like
the baby got some bars too,
I
but
don't
he ain't.
nobody around me still, but I still. What?
Yeah,
It's so real.
What is dude the name? YDN Corday?
I like
Yeah.
him too.
He had a song. He did a verse on hers. The Lord is coming, and that's like it's like different from bars was crazy.
He one of my favorites.
I don't know, man.
But that's not where it's moving. Like I feel like they're being
So
pushed.
so
like,
yeah,
a lot of them.
where do y'all think?
I mean,
where do y'all
so
think it's
in
going?
my opinion, keyword opinion, like I feel like I'm not a big fan of like the Young Boys, the Dirt. Like I respect it for what it is because it's like every era of music is what it is, and at the end of the day, I'm just one person. They still selling albums, they still selling records.
Yeah.
So it's like at the end of the day, you know. But like for me personally, I feel like after once Kendrick was out, like that's like still the standard. Like as far even like the kids that I teach now, like they listen to the young boys, the Polo G's, and it's like I respect it because it can relate. They are relatable. Like it'd be different if they was just spewing bullshit for 4 minutes, but it's like you can if it's relatable, cool, you know what I'm saying? So I respect the storytelling aspect of it, but in terms of but in terms of like the musical depth of it, I think it's the standard. It's like starting to lower because I feel like Kendrick, to me personally, is like now like one of the top performers and artists as far as hip hop is concerned. Like outside of hip hop, you put him on a live stage, and I don't think anybody's touching him as far as rap is concerned. Personally.
Okay, so alive right now, who is your top 5 hip hop artists?
Kendrick. Alive. I had to remember you said that. Yeah. Kendrick. Gotta
put Cole in there.
I would put Cole in there. I also put Kanye. I put Kanye in there. I put Kanye over the Malcolm and Marie review I did.
Oh, that's right.
That shit was hilarious, man. That shit was awesome. It was dope though, cause that movie was. I only saw like the back half of it, but.
That's fair.
It's toxic. Can't do it.
So it's funny. So did you finish it?
No.
I encourage you to actually finish it because I felt exactly the same.
I just didn't feel right watching it. Okay,
I had to watch it twice. First time I watched it, what the fuck is this?
What is this?
This shit is anything. And then I had to go back and watch it.
I love Zendaya. That's the only probably the reason.
I love her too.
Oh
but
my
I still
god,
couldn't do
that's
it.
my wife in my mind.
She too slim for me, but
I don't care. I'll beef her up quick.
We love you, Zendaya.
That's fair. You know, she just
love you.
Hey. No, so I think
I'll be the bigger man.
So musically, I do think I find myself a lot of times when let's say if I'm listening to Spotify, right, and let's say I got it on a rap caviar or whatever you call that shit, whatever that little thing is, and so when certain songs come on, so like I give you an example. I think it really grinds my gears. I give you that. Put that shit on vibrate, boy. It really grinds my gears. And I said they could use Watch Your Family Guy earlier. It really grinds my gears that certain songs can be made and then they turn into these trendy things. Now I don't knock the artist because I mean it's clever. Like you know what I'm saying, you did that shit because you knew it could possibly turn something. So the Ski song. The whatever I think it's called Ski. You know what I'm saying? So they've been doing these ski challenges.
Like on TikTok, right?
Yeah. So now
What the fuck is that?
you haven't heard it yet. So
I
ain't
ain't
gonna
been
play
on
it.
TikTok for a minute.
So it's called Ski. I don't even know who sang the song.
When you said that, immediately I thought I was like, bang, 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 ski. Like,
Nah, old school versus new school. Look,
Old school versus new school.
That's fair. That's fair. No, it's called like ski, like when you skiing down, Denver Mountain or some shit. But it's like I can't think of it. But like you'll when you after this you'll listen to it and then you'll be like, oh, okay. But when you actually listen to the song, to me personally, that's my opinion. Like it's like what the fuck? What they talking about? You know what I'm saying? So, but it's catchy enough to where it just clicks. Like you know what I'm saying? So it's
Bust Down Tatiana is the biggest example for me.
Like you know what I'm saying? But what's even hilarious though is there's certain things that Blueface has done that I actually like. Off the strength of him being who he is, which is Blueface. Now, Tatiana is horrible to me, but it's still relevant because we got thotties in the world today. Like, you know
but then you go to the verse of the song and you're like, what the fuck is this nigga? Like, I was in a toxic masculinity seminar or some shit, and they broke down the lyrics to that song.
That was a seminar?
Yes, nigga.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay, go ahead.
I enjoy it. I enjoyed the fuck out of it. But
I'm go ahead.
But they broke down the lyrics, and this like one of the lines was, I tried to kill myself twice or some shit, or like the shit had no relevance to like the thoughts, like the first maybe stanza maybe had relevance to the hook, but the rest of it was like him basically saying like, nigga, I'm sad.
The best thing he did for that song was doing a remix and putting Cardi B on it. And her shit was just as bad, but it was way better than.
Speaking of remix, do you feel like Savage, the Megan Thee Stallion joint, needed Beyonce?
The one they just did? Nah, it was cool with just Megan.
I ain't gonna.
It's cool. You know what's funny though about Megan, and I'll get back to my original point. Like a lot of women be like, "Oh, I wish I had Megan knees." Do they not understand like in these videos like that they do actual like cuts? Like they really be in their mind thinking that Megan be like squatting the whole time. Like,
I mean, but like when you see her live,
fair. Megan knees.
You talking to Meg? He like you some.
No, listen. No, that's a fair point. Never mind what I just said.
She be minutes, whole song, whole verse.
That's fair. Never mind what I
Man, look, man, she is blessed.
But I do think that. I'm glad y'all caught that. I do think that it is. So hip hop.
Yeah, Bob.
It is taking a very. It is taking hip hop. Hip hop about it. I forgot I was about to go with that. Oh, no.
Yep. Tatiana, bust it down.
Yeah.
Blueface, bitch.
It's
Oh my God.
Blueface baby.
We get this stuff.
Blueface got a song out right now called Disrespectful.
Hey, that's my shit,
And
though.
I love it. I'm not even gonna hold you.
That's supreme toxic.
It is very much so. It's called Disrespectful.
Super
I'm
toxic.
scared to listen to it
Anyway,
now.
I'm not even gonna. You feel me?
That shit
No.
probably fucked up. I already know
Oh,
it.
it's mad hilarious.
Oh no.
No, so it's just taking an interesting.
God.
It's just taking an interesting turn. I feel like there's no real. Now, and it's tough to say this because there's a lot of like. I guess I want to say like indie artists, artists, underground type artists who are really like producing like dope ass music that don't get as much recognition as these mainstream artists get. And that's like the I won't say the downfall, but it's like a curve generationally, right? So it's like we're in the next generational phase when you think about people like Polo G and all of these young artists, Dirk and all these King Bonds, all these artists who put these type of music out that like is relatable to people who are from the hood or whatever the case may be. But there's not a lot of lyricism anymore. Like it's literally
Very slim.
I mean, I feel like when people hear these stories, it's like the fascination of just like, oh, you're a real street dude, you're believable. At the same time, it's like, oh, tell me your story. And then you tell them a story, right? And then like, this is what your story sounds like. And it's like, oh, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's just what it pretty much is. Like most of the drill music scene, quote unquote, like that's why it's so big for like Chicago. And then like if you do like Lil Durk and put like a little swing behind it, which when you really don't rap it, you just kind of like, you rap hum it. So you kind of like say like, so like boo, you be like boo.
Yeah.
Shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when he felt like when he did this shit was great though, and he was like, I was like, where the fuck he get that shit from? But that shit sounds stupid. But I mean, it go with whoever, how the fuck they mix it and broke it down. But in my head, like listening to that as an engineer, I'm like, nigga.
So has the game been missing somebody like him?
I mean, the game has been missing stand-up individuals,
YDN.
which definitely leads us to
Corday,
our next segment. But he's still kind of underground though. Like they're not treating him like a main star.
He's performed at the Grammys.
Yeah, he did.
He's most definitely getting some, you know what I'm saying?
But he's been out for a while though, since he's
young though.
Since he even did that whole like barbershop thing about like he did the because I think that's how he got put on the barbershop verse with he did like J. Cole whatever young niggas or something. Kind of up young versus old like like the young niggas blah blah. Like so he's been on for a minute and then like I think last year maybe 2 years ago he went like. He did like an independent outside of his group thing. And so now maybe this is him pushing for the solo shift. But like I think everything's gonna shift anyway because Schmidt is home. And now we can shift into Bobby Schmurder, which these punk ass niggas don't want to talk about what your boy do. Shit like that.
That's not valid. So the thing I said about Bobby is since he got out, we ain't heard no music.
But it's
like,
not about the music. For me, it's like the cultural shift that's about to happen. The cultural shift that's about to happen.
He an artist?
He come out as a stand-up individual.
Meaning,
fair.
so break it down.
It's so much more to the artistry of it. No matter what he put out, he gonna put out some Tatiana type shit. It's gonna be super trash. But because he put it out, it's gonna be fire to everybody because he's authentic. He took years for his homie. He held his people down. He came out to a bag and they blessed him the same. Unlike what they've been pushing in the culture, which is snitch on everybody and do as much dirty as you want.
6ix9ine shit.
I wouldn't say they put that shit. There's only one person.
But it's a proper game. Okay, so what snitch you know got a damn TV deal? Like this nigga on Hulu. I had to tell my daughter, don't you watch that? What's wrong with you?
No, that's fair.
Like he's on Hulu. Like no, that's them pushing it. You know how many times I have to change the radio because they want to play this nigga songs he got and shit?
I don't know.
I'm gonna just put the old school station on right now. Hey, cause
I don't know not a single song.
I mean, I can name one, but like
I can't name. I don't know what
you say. The hooks.
I can't name.
I was just doing I was doing a dance.
But
That's the only song I
think
know.
that once Bobby Schmidt come out though, like once he starts to tell the story a little bit more.
And I'm pretty sure he in the studio. I'm just saying, it's just like, you know what I'm saying. So when you think about motherfuckers who have been locked up before, and then when they get out,
Immediately.
So you think about somebody like Gucci Mane, right? So like clearly Gucci Mane was obviously
At least a
writing,
mixtape.
You know what I'm saying? But as soon as he got out, that first day out, you know what I'm saying?
That first day
You
out.
feel me? It was cold, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you think about somebody like what's T Grizzly when he got out. First day out was the first.
I really wanted this first day out, but
you know what I mean. I guess I'm just waiting for Bobby to drop something.
But
That's
he's
all.
been saying
You know
that,
what I'm
like,
saying?
so I've seen him on a couple podcast shows doing like
Okay.
interviews to people talking about his backstory, why he decided to, you know what I'm saying? So it's more of the cultural story that's going to be sold with him outside of the music. That's what I'm talking about. Like like we're in this like, oh, it's cool to be a snitch phase, and it's really not. Whether you're from the streets or not. Like the first thing my mom told me, stop tattling so goddamn much. I don't want to hear that shit.
That's fair.
I mean, that's not the streets. That's the house.
Yeah.
Stop tattling. Why are you telling your brother?
Save your own ass.
You know what I'm saying? Like, then we both get in trouble. Because now I done snitched on you, now I get my ass beat, and now you done did it, so you get your ass beat too. So it really didn't save nobody.
Yeah, true.
But you know what I'm saying? But now we done went to this, oh, blah, 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 like, let's be a snitch to make it more cool. It's all propaganda for the masses, but, you know, that's a different podcast for more time when we talk about how white people try to do shit within our culture, that's our culture, to try to turn us against each other, like the snitch line shit. But anyway, that's a different generation. We can talk about
That's a waste
something
of
a little bit
oxygen.
more happier if anybody else want to jump up and say something.
6'9",
So,
let's go.
so back to Bobby Schmidt, when that nigga throw that hat again, that shit gonna go across the world. And then, I'll be doing that.
That's the most. That shit more iconic than when niggas graduate.
I'm gonna have my drink in my hand, like, told y'all niggas.
Told y'all it was coming.
I'm like, you a wild boy. I'm like, yeah.
Well.
No, that's fair.
So,
No, I rock with Bobby Schmidt though. You know what I'm saying? And obviously he definitely set the standard. You know what I'm saying, for what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? But you know that comes with the territory, I guess. But for somebody like 6'9", he's just playing with a fire, and eventually I won't speak none of. When you do that, it just kind of happens, you know, and it'll kind of play itself out. You feel me? I don't condone nothing 6ix9ine is doing, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. You know what's funny? A lot of people sleep on 50 in the hip hop world, right? So like, I was a huge fan of the whole Get Rich or Die Trying album when it dropped. I was always a 50 fan, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that whole album to me was pretty dope because it kind of told his story, you know what I'm saying? And what he went through, and you look at 50 now and everything that he's doing and how he has transcended from a hip hop artist into, you know, the production world, and, you know, shit like Power, and what's the TV show he did? Just Life or Life or whatever the fuck that shit is called. It was actually a pretty dope show. I watched it. I can't think of the name. It's something Life. For Life. Yeah, it's a pretty dope show. Even what he's doing right now with BMF, and then all of the Power, like 50 he's pretty much solidified. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know why I brought that up. I think I just wanted to, you know, give him his flowers. You know what I'm saying? Because you know,
so.
50 is such an inspiration to me, and it's crazy to think about how he paved the way for somebody like Pop Smoke, rest in peace, who isn't here anymore. And you can tell obviously that Pop Smoke was a huge fan of 50 and that connection that they had. You know what I'm saying? And when I think about personally somebody like Pop Smoke, he completely started a whole different like just kind of like genre of music, if you will, just from like London type UK beats, if you will. He kind of like bought that whole thing over here, and it's kind of like a thing. Like, I heard the song the other day, and I damn near was like, damn, is that Pop Smoke? Like, but he sounds just like
that
Pop
was
Smoke.
brother came out, like he has been trying to like come out, and he sounded like kind of similar.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
I heard
I
it,
didn't
like his
know
brother's
that.
been like trying to rap, and he sounded like
I
kind
didn't
of
know that. No. And that's the thing that sucks about the hip hop the hip hop, culture or whatever. It's like a lot of people live these lives, right? And then they bring it into, the actual, industry. And it still follows them. Like, it's not gonna stop because you're in the industry now. Like, you finally made it or whatever. Nah, that shit still gonna follow you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it just takes me to, like, the company you keep. You know what I'm saying? It really is imperative to watch who you have around you. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me personally, I still think that Pop Smoke shit was some inside stuff. Like,
they said that the people saw he put up something he talked
Yeah,
about.
he did that post and they like saw his address or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? And that goes with it again. Like, I've never been really into like, I don't like flashy stuff and like, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to show how much money I got, all that type of shit. I've never understood it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're an artist, motherfuckers obviously clearly know you getting money, like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, these little ass gold chains, like, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers out here with like big dumb ass stupid chains on. Like, this a time and this a Tally Twine, like black owned, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is interesting. Like, when you put yourself in that, you feel me?
True.
And it's gonna follow you, you know what I'm saying? It's envious. We live in an envious world, like, you know what I'm saying? Where motherfuckers hating that they ain't reached a certain plateau that you at, like, you know what I'm saying? So they gonna do whatever they need to do to be envious.
Very crabs in a barrel type of mindset.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? It really
crabs
much,
in a barrel.
it very much so is that, you know what I'm saying? And it sucks and it's tough, you know what I'm saying? Because we already dealing with a lot, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You feel me? We on the west side with it. I just randomly saw a cat.
Yo, I was about to say that.
The cat was just like, oh, I gotta get out the street, boy. Like, it's a car coming. Like, hold on, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? But if you new to the channel, you feel me? You new to the channel, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, you feel me? Follow the YouTube.
Hey, that was
2Vegetarians
real,
Eat Chicken, very much so real.
Oh, God.
You feel me?
I ain't see none of the shit.
X.com for the website.
If you want to be a guest on the show,
There you
you
go.
know what I'm saying?
Or
Make
DM
sure
us
y'all hit us on the DM, you feel me? Or via email. Make sure y'all follow the TikTok, you know what I'm saying? The IG, you feel me? 2VecPodcast, number 2 VEC podcast. I'm going to let these gentlemen put out their platforms so y'all can make sure y'all follow them. You know what I'm saying? Because they doing some dope shit, so I ain't going to speak on that. You know what I'm saying?
So again, it's been real. Thanks for having us. My name is Bernard. I go by B Lilly. You can follow me on social media at B_LILLYJR.
Again, the man with a plate in his hand.
I actually like
You
it.
going to stick with that. I
It's
ain't
like
like it too.
Nah, man, I appreciate them having me. I mean, I work with Brother Lingo a lot behind the scenes. A project he got coming up. I got had my hand in there a little bit.
Dibs. Make sure y'all go check it out. You know
Just
what I'm
saying.
It's out on all streaming platforms. You know
Produced
what I'm saying?
produced by yours truly.
much so.
But follow me on IG at GodGiven_musician. Again, I'm a musician, a DJ, creative all around. I also host a show out south now, an open mic that gives up and coming artists opportunity to perform in front of people, have a good vibe. Impact.om on IG, and I'm just just trying to get better. I'm just trying to get like old school, man, trying to elevate.
But that's our job, you know what I'm saying, to continue to pave the way for the new school. You know what I'm saying? These brothers